Blue Valley Schools will try again this morning for a hearing on the district's policy on wearing face masks. KBC9's Martin Augustine live at district headquarters, where they were supposed to hold that hearing yesterday. Hey, Martin.
Good morning, Robbie. Virtual hearing is being held instead of the hearing that was scheduled for yesterday. This virtual hearing getting underway about 7:30, so they've been at it for about an hour. In this hearing, we're hearing from a couple of petitioners of this, parents in the Blue Valley School District that are voicing their concern about the face mask policy here, and are there not ways to control the spread of COVID-19 outside of a face mask policy. One of the parents speaking up this morning saying that her children were struggling hearing teachers. They were having some adverse reactions to having to wear masks. So is there not another way to do it? So the way this hearing will go is that a hearing officer, and he's the man in the white hair, the lower right part of the screen, I believe is where you would see him there. He's taking notes, collecting that information. He's going to put together some recommendations and kind of compile and summarize that information for the Blue Valley School Board as prescribed by this new Kansas law that allows parents to do this, to ask for these hearings if they have issues with health and safety protocols. Once that information gets to the Blue Valley School Board, then the board has 7 days to make a decision, to make some sort of ruling on this on these petitioners' complaints. Now, if the petitioners don't like the decision of the school board, they are perfectly free to pursue the matter in court. Now, the reason it's a virtual session today instead of an in-person session, as was originally scheduled yesterday. Before that meeting got going, there was a man that came to the hearing. He was not wearing a mask. He was asked to wear a mask as per Blue Valley School District policy. He didn't do that, and the hearing officer at that point then postponed the meeting, cleared the room. The school district decided that a virtual meeting would be the best compromise on all of this to make sure that this gets moving ahead. Reporting live, Martin Augustine, KBC9 News.
Martin, thank you so much. And in Olathe, the school district will make a decision on masks in 7 days. They had a hearing Tuesday afternoon where a parent shared his concerns, saying masks don't work, and even gave his child headaches. Well, district leaders and health professionals argued for their efficacy, saying that there has been extensive research about how much they limit the spread of COVID-19. Olathe schools have a week to make their decision. Topic is also the focus at the Valley Center School District, just north of Wichita. Board members are going to vote tomorrow whether to drop its mask and social distancing requirements. This all comes after the board heard from a parent who's also a county commissioner who opposes the restrictions. Meanwhile, a new law in Kansas requires school districts to give parents the option of full-time in-person learning. It only applies to the current school year. Every school in the state has already returned in-person learning due to decreasing COVID-19 case numbers. Meanwhile, states are expected to make all adults eligible for COVID-19 vaccines by April 19. Now, that's the new deadline President Joe Biden has set. The president says by the end of May, the vast majority of American adults will have had at least their first dose of the vaccine.
As I said before, we can have a safe, happy 4th of July with your family and your friends in small groups in your backyard. The real question is, how much death, disease, and misery are we going to see between now and then?
And on Friday, Missouri will open up vaccine eligibility to anyone over the age of 16. Anyone over the age of 16 in Kansas is already eligible for a shot. And meanwhile, Douglas County, Kansas has about 1,900 openings for its mass vaccination clinic today. The drive-through clinic is at the county fairgrounds. Anyone 16 or older is eligible. You can make an appointment by entering this code 284987 at the website there in your screen. Registration is first come, first serve. And remember, to get a vaccine, you've got to do a little legwork and make sure that you are signed up. Go to KBC.com and click on the How to Get a Vaccine option.